Welcome to Euractiv's EU Tweets of the Week. VDL issues Boris and Ozzie correction. Efforts continue to stop coronavirus infection. And Irish give tight results in their general election. This episode is supported by ACI Europe. Find out more about them a little later on. On Tuesday, Commission President Ursula von der Leyen told MEPs she was surprised to hear British PM Boris Johnson talk about the Australian model. Australia is a strong and like-minded partner, but the European Union does not have a trade agreement with Australia. We're currently trading on WTO terms, as reported RTE's Tony Connolly. John Finnegan pointed out that the surprised is in inverted commas. Von der Leyen is a highly astute operator, well aware of and fully immune to Bozo's BS, he said. Rebecca Dennis added VDL's understatement is masterly. And JRB said von der Leyen is as cool as they come. She has the wit and the will to let Johnson know exactly what he can and cannot expect. Well, quite. Adam Fleming did the tally. The European Parliament resolution on negotiations with the UK includes the word align or alignment 15 times. Michel Barnier went even further, telling Chancellor Sajid Javid not to kid himself over a long-term financial services deal with the EU. And you all thought Brexit was over. Plus ça change. On Thursday, European health ministers gathered to discuss concerns about the new coronavirus or COVID-19. Euractiv's Jorge Valero reported that the Commission will also include the coronavirus among the risks for the European economy, but concludes it's too early to assess the macroeconomic impact of the virus at this stage. The European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control deems the risk of coronavirus to citizens as low, but the EU health ministers want to coordinate a European response, explained Jack Parak. The Perm rep of the Netherlands tweeted, the EU must be unified in its coronavirus measures and follow WHO advice. Medical Care Minister Bruno Brands highlighted potential medicine shortages and the risks of additional travel restrictions, but said anti-Chinese reactions are intolerable. Another casualty is Mobile World Congress, which was cancelled at the last minute. From what I can see, because of pullouts from major tech corporations over the supposed threat of the coronavirus, rather than any really substantive risk assessment, said David Murakami Wood. And with all the fake news about the illness floating around, the World Health Organization was forced to clarify, does drinking alcohol prevent the new coronavirus? No, it does not, which is a shame. Our sponsor this week, ACI Europe, representing European airports, brought a little Valentine's joy to our day today, launching their new online presence with an animation to melt the hardest of institutional hearts. Check it out. Finally, last Saturday, Ireland went to the polls for a general election. And to say it was close would be to deploy von der Leyen levels of understatement. Fine Gael got 20%, Fianna Fáil 22%, and Sinn Féin 24% of the vote, meaning forming a coalition will be tense. The shift to the left, including the swing to Sinn Féin, says most about voters' anger at the two incumbent big parties, reported the Journal. But with both Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael ruling out working with Sinn Féin, will they be able to work together in a grand coalition? Siobhan Dowling reckoned, you can't really call a coalition in Ireland grand. You'd have to come up with something else, while DG Meme thought a coalition balance could look something like this. But Mary McAneny was worried that the post-election debate so far has provided an unwelcome platform for nasty undertones of bitterness, superiority and bias, rather than the humility, acceptance and compromise needed for government formation, while Cormac Moore thought it might all come down to this. But, it being Oscars week, Martini Seltzemeyer reckoned the Best Acting Award should go to the Irish Freedom Party for pretending they didn't lose something when they really, really did quite badly. Not one single candidate elected. And that's it for this episode. Next week, we want you to send in your favourite tweet of the week using the hashtag EUTweets, and we'll give a big shout out to the funniest. Join me again next Friday.